Your customers absolutely do not care about you. They don't care about your business, and they don't care about your shiny new office. And even though charity work and involvement is really, really important, customers don't care. They don't care which charity you support, and they don't care how many volunteer hours you worked last year. And they don't care that you've been in business for 70 years and that you are the third generation widget maker. They simply don't care. But here's what they do care about. They care about themselves, they care about their problems, and they care most of all finding solutions to those problems. Let's just think about that for a moment. In fact, let's take that point and just put it over here to percolate for a little bit while we do a little interactive survey. Yes, you thought you were just going to come and sit here. No, it's going to be a little bit interactive. What I will ask you to do though, all of you are business people and you are all here with your selling hat on. We're all selling all the time. So let's take the selling hat off and put the buyer's hat on. Just think for a moment like a buyer. Because you are. You all buy things all the time. So just put your buyer's hat on. And here's a scenario for you. You get a cold call from somebody speaking in an accent even less understandable than mine. And they speak really, really fast. And they tell you all about their double glazed windows and they are the best installers. Sorry, I'll try and project. Can you all hear me at the back now? You all right? I can try and project a little bit more. Right. So you get this cold call and they tell you about their double glazed windows and they're special on this week. And they've been in business for 25 years and they are the best installers in the Northeast. Nobody is as good as they are. And if you buy this week, blah, blah, blah. With a show of hands, who's put the phone down already? Who's ended the call already? Yeah? Why? It could be that you're not interested in double glazed windows. Or it could be that you just hate cold callers. Whatever it is, you've ended the call. You have not participated in that conversation. Just for interest's sake, who here is still on the phone having a lovely conversation with a cold caller? Yeah, didn't think so. So here's another scenario. You hear Postie drop your mail through your letterbox. And you run to the front door and you pick up your mail and you sort it out, all the actual mail from the leaflets. And you toss the actual mail to the one side and you grab your leaflets and you run to the lounge and you get really, really comfy in your favorite couch. And you think, yes, finally, it is here, my leaflets for the day. And you sit down and you read each and every leaflet with absolute attention. You spend a whole hour on this. This is your favorite hour of the day. Who here has never, ever experienced that scenario in their lives? Me neither, and I can tell you it took quite a bit of imagination to think that one up. Who loves receiving leaflets and collecting them? Yeah. One more question. Who here loves watching TV ads as opposed to fast forwarding or muting or, yeah. You know, for me, I only watch about 2 hours worth of TV per day, but I record everything on my Skybox just so that I can fast forward through the ads. It saves me 15 minutes out of every hour. So yeah. Now, the question is this. Why have we switched off to this kind of marketing tactic? Why have we built these walls around us to switch off to cold calls, to leaflets, to banner ads, to spam mail, to all of these things? It could be that we perceive them all to be exactly the same. One cold caller is the same as the next, is the same as the next, is the same as the next. and they all speak in a strange accent, even stranger than mine. All the leaflets are perceived to be the same. You know, a leaflet in my household has a lifespan of 7 seconds. I've actually timed it. It's from the front door to the recycle bin. It takes me 7 seconds. We've switched off to this kind of marketing tactic because of noise. Each and every one of us are subjected to attacks to the tune of about 3,000 attacks each and every single day that we have to live through, suffer through. You know, every time you open your email, there will be spam mail. Every time you go to the front door, there will be leaflets. You'll get at least 2 cold calls a day. I can't tell you. I get about 3 double glazing phone calls per week. That's just double glazing. We've switched off because of the noise. It's just too much. And we are busy. We don't have time to interact with each of these 3,000 things. It's banner ads and it's every single thing you can think of. So what we as humans have done is switch off. We built a wall and we're not taking notice of this anymore. Now, sorry, just checking my notes. Let me just be absolutely clear here for the cold callers and the leaflet people in the room. All these marketing tactics have a place in business. They can and they do work for what they are designed to do. That type of marketing tactic is designed to solve today's problem. If somebody has a problem today and they come into contact with that type of marketing tactic, they might actually do that buyer's action, but they might not. But you know what, and this is the scary statistic. Only about 3% of your target market will actually react to that kind of marketing tactic. Only about 3%. Now that's a very, very small amount of people in your target group who will be triggered. Yet we all spend thousands upon thousands of pounds each and every year doing leaflet drops and banner ads and pay-per-click and this and that and the next thing. That's where all the marketing budget is going. Only 3% of your people that you want to reach will be reached. Now, I'm going to use some numbers just to explain this a little bit better. Those are the numbers for those of you who want to make notes. It's 3%, 7%, and then 3 batches of 30%. Now, I'm not known as a mathematician, but I think that comes to about 100%. So the 3%. These are the people that get triggered by that kind of marketing tactic. These people are actively searching to shop and buy today. So if you and your husband had a chat last night and said, hey, we need new double glazed windows, you might actually take that cold call. You might, because you've already made the decision to buy. Now, the only decision is who to buy from. It's winter time, and a lot of us will be getting winter tires. So maybe if that leaflet comes through the door that says 20% off your winter tires, and you think, hey, yeah, I must get winter tires, you might actually act. But it's only if you have that problem today, you've already made the decision to buy, and now you're going to buy. You're just deciding who to buy from. Now just think about this for a moment. What are the chances of somebody in your target market is absolutely ready to buy, they've made the decision, they come into contact with one of your marketing messages out there, be it, I don't know, leaflets, pay-per-click, whatever, and them actually taking the buying action with you? The chances are about that much. Only about 3% of people in your target market will actually be ready to buy and get your message and buy from you. Yet that 3% is where we spend all our marketing budgets. That's a bit scary. So let's look at the rest then. The 7% of your target market are open. They are open to buying your service or product, but they're not going to buy it today. I'll give you an example of this. This guy goes out, now it's winter again, goes out to his car in the morning, he's off to work, he's got a meeting at 9 o'clock with the boss, and he turns the key and it just makes some very strange noise. So he thinks, uh-oh, and he turns the key again and it makes a strange noise. And he thinks to himself, you know, I have to trade in this piece of junk and buy myself a new car. But he turns the key again and it starts. Oh, happy days. And he's off to work, to be at that meeting with the boss at 9 o'clock. He's not now quickly doing a detour to the nearest auto park to go and buy a new car. He's open to the idea of buying a car, but he's not doing it today. But of course, 3 days later, he turns the key and it's the same thing, and he thinks again, I've got to buy a new car. And this happens day after day after day. But he's got to take the kids to school, he's got to get to work, he's got to go and see that client. He does not take the buying action today, even though he is open to buying a new car. The same happened to a friend of mine, and she's actually a very good example. It's a lady who runs a very small business from her home, and every year she's got to do her accounts, as we all do. And every year she struggles through this. It's this mountain of receipts that you've somehow got to slot into some kind of software for it to spit out something that you can then send off to HMRC. And every time, about 3-4 days before deadline, she goes into a complete and utter flap. And she gets so overwhelmed and she doesn't know what to do, and she thinks, I've got to get a bookkeeper to help me with this. But you know what? It's 3 days away from the deadline. She's not going to go onto Google now to go and find a bookkeeper. She's going to suffer through and file her taxes. Of course, I referred her on to a very good bookkeeper who's now helping her. So she was open to getting the services of a bookkeeper or an accountant, but she wasn't going to take action today. All right, so that's the 7% of your target market out there. Let's look at the first 30%. Now, these people are aware that they are going to need you or one of your competitors in, let's say, in the next 12 months or so. They will be needing whatever it is that you have to offer, your service, your product. And I'll give you another example. There's this lovely couple living in a beautiful Victorian one-bed flat. And it's lovely, and they've lived there for years, and they're all really, really happy there. It's close to work for both of them, it's close to the shops, it's close to where all their friends live. This is the perfect little spot for them. But then something happens. They get pregnant. Oh my word, and they are so excited. And they can't wait to get onto Facebook to post that first little scanned picture and tell the world, we are pregnant. We are going to have a little baby in our family. Excitement. Now, a few days after most of the excitement has gone away, they start thinking, we live in a one-bed flat. We might need to upgrade. We might need to get a 2-bed place. Maybe a 3-bed place, because, we want more children, so we've got to think of the future. So they think, I wonder if I can get a bigger mortgage. So they think about this for a bit and they discuss it, and it's how it goes. But remember, right now, the excitement is this baby, and it's buying baby stuff, and Granny is going crazy, and it's all of these things. They don't immediately go onto Google and find the nearest mortgage advisor. But they are very well aware that they're going to need a mortgage advisor, they're going to probably need an estate agent, they're probably going to need a removal company. They are aware of all of this, but they're not taking action today. So even if a leaflet drops through their door to say, we are the best estate agents in the Northeast and we have a 95% sell rate, they're not really going to bother with that. Because right now, it's baby time. We're thinking of the baby. When the time comes, yes, then they'll go to the mortgage advisor and the estate agent and all of those things. So they are aware that they need you, just not today. Maybe not next week, but they will need you. So that gets us on to the second batch of 30% people in your target group. Now these poor people are completely and utterly unconscious. They are completely and utterly unaware that they need you. They do need you, but they just don't know it. And 30% of your target market is in that position, where they need you, but they don't know it. Again, I'll explain with an example. And this is a friend of mine in Edinburgh who has been suffering with stomach problems for 20, 25 years. Often when she eats, she gets stomach cramps and she was feeling unwell. You know when you just feel your body isn't right? And she's been to every doctor you can think of. She's taken every bit of medication out there. But this is 25 years down the line and she's still suffering. So eventually she basically learned to live with the pain, with the discomfort. Just, this is part of my life. And then one day, a few months ago, she was sitting in a waiting room and she read an article in one of those silly magazines that they have all over the waiting rooms. And suddenly, like a bolt of lightning, she had a eureka moment. Because every single symptom described in this article was exactly what she had been suffering for the last 25 years. And she realized in that moment that she's wheat intolerant. Something as simple as being wheat intolerant. She didn't know this. What did she do? She wrote down the name of the nutritionist who wrote this article. She called her. She went to go and see her. They sorted out her diet. Wow. No more stomach troubles. 25 years of suffering, and now she's sorted. But I can tell you this, if she had a big billboard at the end of her street saying, new nutritionist in your area, 20% off your first consultation, she wouldn't have seen it. She would have just built that wall, you know, like we do. We don't see those. I don't need a nutritionist. If a nutritionist cold called her and said, you can get 6 sessions for free with me, what? End the call. She was completely and utterly unconscious. She was not aware that she needed the services of this person. Now, how many people out there in your target market is sitting out there not knowing that they need you? 30%. It's quite a big number. So let's look at the last 30%. And these poor souls, I'm afraid, is a big fat no. These poor souls will never, ever buy from you. They're in your target market, but you know what? Life happens, and they won't buy from you. And this could be due to a million reasons. It could be financial reasons. It could be geographical reasons. They might be in Cornwall, and you only service the northeast. They are somebody who would buy your services, but they're just not going to do it. And we have to accept that. It happens. We cannot market to everyone. So 30% of people who are, if you go and do this buyer persona thing, they will fit into your buyer persona, but they just won't buy from you. So my advice is, send them on their merry way. Do not waste your marketing resources to try and market to these people. Don't try and market to everyone. So, what do we have then? We have 3% of people where the dogfight happens. This is cutthroat. This is, let me put 50,000 more leaflets out there than my competitor just so that I can get the people to call me. This is someone who spends his entire marketing budget on banner ads or whatever it is to try and hit that 3% of people. This is where all the marketing is happening. This is where all the noise is. And this is also where people have switched off. And then we have the 30% of people who just will never buy from you. So it's pointless to try and market to them. But look at that. 67% of your target market is out there today drifting, and nobody is marketing to them. They're just not being marketed to. They get all the leaflets and whatever which they switch off to, but nobody is marketing to them. Nobody is speaking to them in the words that they need to hear. Now, let's just go back to this point that we left over here percolating. You remember our first point when I said, your clients don't care about you. They just don't. They care about themselves and their problems and solutions to their problems. So let's think about that point, and we take it out of percolation and we bring it here. And we put this together with the thought process of your 67% of people. People who are open, who are aware that they need you, and even those that are unconscious. How do they think? What will trigger them? What will be the words that they need to hear? The words that they need to hear is right here, in this first point, their problems and solutions to their problems. So if you take those two, their problems, their needs, and their thought process, and you put it together and you create a successful fusion, that is when you have a marketing strategy that will reach and trigger that 67% of people. And the only marketing strategy that I know to do that is content marketing. Because content marketing is taking valuable information which will answer this question. You know, all their problems and the solutions to their problems. If you take all of that and you build it into valuable information that they want to hear about, that they won't zone out of, because this is speaking to their problems. And you think about their thought process, and you put all of this together, and you keep giving them good, solid information that speaks to their problems and the solutions to their problems over a period of time, and you build those relationships with those people, who do you think they're going to come to? They're going to come to you when they want to buy, because you are their trusted advisor. You need to become a trusted advisor, and you can only do that if you create trust. Therefore, giving them information, building a relationship, you become somebody in their lives whom they can trust. So if I don't know, get a newsletter once a month or whatever from some mortgage advisor, giving me really good, solid information, that's the person I'm going to go to when I want a mortgage. I'm not going to go to the leaflet person or the cold caller. I'm going to go to the person that I've built a relationship with, that I trust. You know, I have a guy that I follow. He's an American economist, and he specializes in gold and silver investment, which happens to be one of my interests. This guy sends me 2 to 3 communications per week. And it could be just an email with information, or it could be a video, a podcast, whatever the format, that doesn't matter. But you know what's amazing with this guy? He never makes me feel like buy my stuff, ever. He gives me good information, little nuggets. I mean, this is not major stuff. He will tell you about some company that took over another company that's now affecting the oil price, which is affecting the share price, which is now affecting gold price. He'll just give me these nuggets of information. But never ever has he asked me, buy my stuff. And this has been going on for more than a year. But you know what? Even though he has never asked me to buy his stuff, I own every single book this guy has ever written. And I can tell you, when he writes a new book, I will buy it. Because why? I trust this guy. He has been giving me valuable information, built a relationship with me. He is my trusted advisor when it comes to gold and silver investment. I'm not going to go to anybody else. I'm going to go straight to him. And that is what you need to become for your customers out there. You need to become their trusted advisor. You need to become the person they go to when they have a need for your product or your service. And you can only do that through a proper relationship building strategy using content marketing. You know, content marketing is a longer term marketing strategy. It's not short-term tactics like let's send some leaflets. It's a longer term strategy. And if you are in business for the longer term, I suggest you get a marketing strategy that is built for the longer term. Because if you are in business for the longer term and you're just going to use tactics that in the moment, It's not going to work so well. You might get a little bit of business here and there, but you have to keep doing it and keep doing it. Where if you build those relationships, those people trust you. They will come to you when they want to buy, whatever it is you do. Become the trusted advisor to your clients. Don't be like your competitors who send out the leaflets and the cold calls and the banner ads. Be different. Become the trusted advisor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if any of you would like to talk to me a little bit more about this, I will give you a freebie. That's why you're all here. We all come to these events to get freebies. So here's your freebie for the day. Your freebie for the day is me. I'm offering a 1-hour free, absolutely free, no obligation consultation. If you would like to chat to me about this or any other business matter, chat to me. Take me up on my freebie. Philippa over there will wave. There we go. Philippa's waving. Just give her your business card and I will be in contact with you in the next week or so, and we'll set up your free consultation. And we can come and look at your business, because we're all different. We all have different types of businesses. How a mortgage advisor does a content marketing strategy will be very different from how a builder does it, from how a photographer does it. We're all different. And you need to create and design a content marketing strategy that's going to work for you, for your business. And I'm happy to help you with that. And we can get quite a lot done in an hour. So please drop your business cards there, and I'll be happy to take 1 or 2 questions before my time runs out. Okay, now it's interactive time again. Any questions? Oh my God, I must have done my work really well. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.